And good afternoon, and welcome to season 5, episode 15 of your Leaders Only digital show and podcast. I am Samaj,
And I'm Kendall.
and we're brought to you today by What a Change Mentoring and Tone Drone TV. In today's episode, we'll be following up with the Michael Vick coaching story at Norfolk State. And we will also be talking about the California Eaton fires in the Altadena neighborhood. So go ahead and invite your friends, check out the Leaders Only show and podcast, have a watch party, subscribe to our channel, share, like it, hit the bell, comment below. And if you're watching the live stream, it's okay. If you're not watching the live stream, it's okay. Just put the hashtag replay in the comments. Just let us know you were here. And if you are live, just go ahead and join in on the conversation as you will. Our first story, as I said, is about Michael Vick going ahead to the Norfolk State Spartans. And we're going to let my brother take that story over and let you guys know all about it.
Yes, sir. So Norfolk State head coach Michael Vick announced eight additions to his HBCU football coaching staff. He hired guys with experience and mental toughness who understand the game of football. We all have the same mindset, Vick said. The prestigious group of individuals include 4 former NFL players and several award-winning leaders. First off, I'm gonna start off with Terrence Garvin, defensive coordinator. The Virginia. To, Garvin comes to the Vic staff at NSU from D2 HBCU Florida Memorial, where he held the role of co-defensive coordinator. Next up, Elton Brown, offensive line coach, All American at the University of Virginia. Brown was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals in 2005 and spent 4 years with the organization, including an appearance in Super Bowl against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jabo Smith, defensive back coach. I'm sorry. Played alongside Garvin at Florida Memorial. After joining the program as defensive back coach and special teams coordinator, Isaiah Cross, defensive line coach, has leaned on his distinguished playing career to mentor aspiring athletes for over a decade. Getting his coaching start, North Atlanta High School. He most recently founded True Edge Sports, a youth organization dedicated to running comprehensive developmental football camps. The next coach, we have Leroy Reynolds. It's my guy right here. Linebackers coach. Learn from some of the most respected figures in football, working with multiple NFL organizations. A standout linebacker at UVA, Reynolds played in the NFL for 9 years, including with the Jacksonville Jaguars and Philadelphia Eagles. Daryl Bullock, assistant head coach. He comes to Norfolk State from across the bay, spending 2 years as offensive line coach at Hampton University football program, earning the titles of run game coordinator and recruiting coordinator. I'm sorry, as well. The Pirates averaged 195.8 yards per game on the ground last season, ranking number 2 in the CAA. He brings experience from multiple HBCU programs, coaching previously at Hampton, North Carolina Central, and Morgan State. So it's a bunch of talent up in here. Steve Adams, special teams coach and recruiting coordinator. Adams remains on the NSU coaching staff, previously serving as the defensive coordinator of the HBCU, assistant head coach, and linebackers coach. The Spartans forced 21 turnovers in 2024, ranking up 13 interceptions. DeMarcus Malin, director of football operations. McLean comes to NSU with experience in managerial roles, providing project oversight and logistics management at multiple organizations, serving as director of director of V7 Sports Operations. McMillan has spent over 5 years in youth sports development. And last but not least, his most recent hire is a well-known player and coach in the HBCU community, Torrey Woodbury, who coached tight ends and coordinated special teams for Howard last season. After a professional career that saw him play for the New York Jets and in the Arena Football League and NFL Europe, Woodbury began his career coaching running backs at Delaware State. He also serves as offensive coordinator at Johnson C. Smith before joining Los Angeles Rams staff as a as a college scout and assistant special teams coach. He has a championship ring from Super Bowl with the Rams winning team. So it seems like Vic got a hell of a staff. Got a lot of experience. We hoping that they do have the aspect of where we come from, where we focus on the mental health part too. We hope that he has some intelligence in that with his staff, but it seems like he got a good staff. He got a lot of NFL experience. He got a lot of strong players that have past careers that know the game. So I think Norfolk State is on the up and up. So go Spartans.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Seems like he has a well balanced coaching staff that's familiar with the HBCU circuit as well. He has coaches that have played in HBCU circuit as well as have coached for numerous years. Also, he has NFL experience on the staff, in which all players all aspire to get to, especially standout players. They all trying to get to the NFL. So it's definitely an array of NFL experience, college experience, and identifiable, recognizable, and relatable HBCU experience. So, like you said, definitely Norfolk State right now look like they're moving in the right direction. Of course, I'm biased. I would love nothing more but to see it. So I'm definitely a believer, as you said. So behold the green and gold.
Yes, sir.
I definitely can't wait to just be able to give back and with any way I can with helping out with the guys. I seen them working out at 6 a.m. the other day, and I can't wait to be able just to go over there and get some of that off season work. And
Yes,
I
sir.
know Big E Elton Brown, so that's going to be cool to see him get his college debut on a Division 1 level because he a good dude, man. Definitely got a good head on his shoulders, and he definitely knows the game. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man. I'm waiting for the stadium to be filled up, as I continue to say, because it's something I never seen. So it's coming, man. As we move forward, we want you to stay encouraged. You know what I mean, to be the best you that you can be, physically, emotionally,
Yes,
mentally,
sir.
financially, spiritually. Practice your safe habits. Protect yourself from the elements in this bitter cold and snow. Dress appropriately, and when you go outside, as well as be aware of your surroundings, daytime, nighttime. Try to travel in groups as much as possible. Try to keep your location on with somebody. Try to always let somebody know where you are going and who you are traveling with, or if you're meeting someone. Eat right, exercise, sleep right, meditate. We don't emphasize exercising enough each week. Eating right is cool, sleeping right is cool, but the definition of right has to be in line with your spirituality. As I was telling somebody today, greed greed is a sin. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't be
Yes, sir.
overindulging in food anyway. So you shouldn't be being greedy. So you should be thinking of when you eat, you should think of
Okay.
spirituality. Um, be mindful of the suicide hotline and emergency number. which is 988. You can call or text that number. Don't hesitate if you're struggling. It's not nothing to be afraid of or ashamed of. And as you can see, I know on the East Coast the weather's changing a little bit, but it is getting darker later. So the spring is coming. So continue to dress for the season and protect your immune system. Get you some ginger, get you some honey, get you some garlic in your life. Get you some of the basics: cinnamon, cayenne, turmeric, things that eat up pesticides and toxins out of your body.
Mhm.
Please be mindful of that. As the show continues, we told you we had two stories today, and we got through the Norfolk State story. Big up to Michael Vick. We can't wait to actually be reporting some of the stories this coming season of how well they're doing. But the fires, the LA fires, have been in the news lately, and we wanted to talk about today as Altadena reopens to reveal devastated homes, but a community still standing. Containment of the Eaton fires has risen to 89% as firefighters take advantage of a slight break from the Santa Ana wind conditions. Meanwhile, the death toll attributed to the fire has risen to 17, according to the LA County Medical Examiner. Sheriff's officials said in areas they patrol, they are still investigating 24 missing persons reports related to this fire. Damage so far, about 9,400 structures have been destroyed, more than 1,000 damaged. We know that Southern California Edison is concerned that its transmission lines may be blamed for starting the Eaton. Photos taken by a couple revealed a fire breaking out beneath an SCE transmission line near Eaton Canyon. SoCal Edison has already done its own preliminary investigation and said it did not cause the fire. The company says it de energized its power lines in the area well before the reported start time of the fire. They said that it detected no interruptions or electrical or operational anomalies on its transmission lines in the 12 hours before the Eaton fire began. Multiple lawsuits have already been filed against the company. What we know about the fatalities is LA County's medical examiners has confirmed 17 deaths in the Eaton fire, all at addresses in Altadena. And after the wind-driven fires broke out in Southern California on January 7th, evacuation orders for some neighborhoods, including the part of Altadena where the majority of deaths occurred, came long after houses were reported on fire. Several residents who lost homes in the Eaton fire said they received no notifications about their neighborhoods. For others, the first warning was an urgent text message in the middle of the night. As she surveyed the charred remains of her old Altadena neighborhood, Jocelyn Boyd starred in silent disbelief. Loma Alta Park, where the public swimming pool once served as a summertime sanctuary for her and other black residents, had been ravaged by the Eaton fire. Boyd described how redlining and discriminatory housing policies push many black Altadenians into homes west of Lake Avenue, which acted like a Mason-Dixon line separating West Altadena from the historically mostly white east side of the city. For her and other black residents, the Loma Alta pool served as a refuge from both the lingering racism and the sweltering summers of the small town in the San Gabriel mountain foothills. The 1980s and 90s saw gentrification price black residents out of the area, and many moved farther inland. Many of those who could afford to stay lived in large family homes passed down through the generations, some of which were leveled in the Eaton fire. Some of Boyd's friends were living out of campers on their burned out properties, concerned about reports of land grabbers sniffing around the area. Several already had received business cards from strangers who asked whether they are interested in selling their property, some offering pennies on the dollar for their homes. She said her message to those friends: stay strong and don't sell. Man, Yeah, as I was saying last week, when we or the week before when we spoke about the fires in its entirety, um, I didn't know that it had hit Altadena, um, and it came down the from the like the actual national park mountain area, the hiking area. When I first moved to California, that's where I lived. So I would hang out with my friend Bless homeboys. We lived in Pasadena, right there where Pasadena Altadena hit. And he was from like he was from Pasadena, Altadena. A lot of their friends lived there, so I got to see, all the homes on the block in the neighborhood were owned by, our people. So when I got a wind of this. First thing we did, in the group, we text him, make sure he was straight, and he said he was good. But I just immediately thought, like, dang, you know what I'm saying? It always takes a natural disaster of some sort to get you up out of that home or to get you up off of that land, so you can't ever reap the benefits of the true wealth. Their grandparents or great grandparents or whomever had bought those homes when they bought them, those homes probably were anywhere between 10,000 to let's say 50,000. So which, you look at a down payment of 15, 20%, you know what I mean? A down payment for a $50,000 home, we just use that for reference. It's only $7,500, to which in
Yeah,
today's time, you need 15 to 20% of, anywhere from 250,000 to the basics, 350,000. That's just, depending on where you live. You live in a city, a $350,000 home is a single family home in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So when you think about that, 20% of 300,000 is like 60 grand. You know what I mean?
right.
15% of that's 45 grand. Which is why they say, by the year 2053, our medium net worth is going to be zero. And it's things like this that don't make it no better. It actually makes it harder. Um, because I guarantee you that those homes were at least, we'll just say a ballpark figure of at least $700,000. So you go from a $50,000 investment to something that has accrued to at least $700,000, which is equity. You know what I mean? It can open up credit lines for you. You know what I'm saying? To where you can go get other homes, you can do other things with other businesses, you can start businesses, but you can actually begin to play the monopoly game and begin to accrue some generational wealth for your family, because real estate is one of the most guaranteed ways to do that outside of life insurance. So to see this and then to get wind, I have to look into it a little bit more about, if it's all the insurance companies and how much they are pulling out. And because, rumor has it allegedly that the insurance companies are backing away from Florida and they're backing away from California because of the so-called natural disasters. It's too many of them. You know what I'm saying? It's becoming too much for the insurance companies to bear because it's becoming too frequent, between hurricanes and natural disaster fires. Um, I have to do my homework also. That I had seen something, how you scrolling through social media, and it said that they were giving the people $750. I'm not sure if those were owners or if those were just renters, people that were getting, stuff for their renters insurance. But it was said that they were only getting $750. Um, so my heart definitely, one, goes out to everybody, again, who was affected by the fires, but definitely those who look like us, who had some type of generational wealth that was passed down within that home, and now they if they can't get it back, or if it's not going to be built back, or if their insurance is not going to cover the claim. One thing I do know is that by something so devastating, it brings the property value down. So no matter what, that community just took a tremendous blow mentally, physically, emotionally, and then the biggest chunk, the stab in the back that break the camel's back, um, is taking the financial
Yeah,
gain out of it and the financial future of it. So that's like the final blow. It's like you sucking the air out of our people. But as I always say, man, what do you expect? This is war. We are on our land, but we are conquered. You know what I mean? So we got to be mindful, where we live. We got to be mindful of how our stuff is set up. We got to read books. We got to know about the trust. We got to know about land deeds. We need to know about this stuff. Land patents, not just land deeds, and not just um, the home deed, but getting a patent on the land so you own the land under the home. So if anything does happen, you always come back to your land at least.
Right.
So with just little key pieces of the story, you just feel bad. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because in today's climate, where we are in, we're below a recession. We are, in the
Right.
times of where they're saying it's worse than the Great Depression, that anytime something devastating happens, that's a setback that you're not planning for. Only thing you can do is empathize, because you know how things go when you just get something miscellaneous, as far as like a water pump or a flat tire, or the engine might
Right.
go bad. Well, this is, granny and your mom's and your pictures, the stuff
Mhm.
that has sentimental value too, all the way down to, granny and grandpa left this home. You got raised in it, your mom was raised in it. So it really does suck on all forts. But I do wish we would, we take heed a little bit to at least what we saying, to just go do your homework, to see like, hey man, this house was, possibly worth $1.5 million. Now they're saying it's worth this. Now they're saying, just put the pieces together when you evaluating at least. And above all, is always going to point to the ways that we need to unite. I have heard beautiful stories about, people staying positive, people staying optimistic, people helping people. It sucks, but it often takes a catastrophic event for us to
Right.
bring the community back to pitch in and help. But yeah,
Mhm.
you just gonna keep praying for them, and doing our best, just to lead by example, and continue to read and learn ways that we can protect ourselves. Because as long as we black, as long as we African American, they're gonna do what they want to do to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Basically, I mean, you summed a lot of it up, but it's confusing to me. Um,
Hmm.
it's a lot of confusion to me. So, um, all I can do is pray for them, but I just be confused on how these fires start.
Yeah.
How they spread so fast. Um, why it's always in the area where it's going to be drastic and make it like world changing. Um,
Hmm.
it's just confusing, man. I don't know what to think, but most of my prayers is like that's like you said, bless. Shout out. We send our prayers to bless because we do have people out there that we know, but it's just for them stuck in the midst of it and they don't really know what's going on either. It's just confusing to me. So I mean, I
Yeah.
just send my prayers out and just hope that things can change.
Yeah, man. And to get no warning, or get a warning in the middle of the night, that goes to show you, you know what I'm saying? I've lived out there. I've actually seen it. I drove on a highway and seen it. When we were living in Burbank, staying in the car, we seen ashes. Literally, it was raining ashes. Instead of rain, it was ashes, and they were literally falling on the car. Woke up to ashes. It was literally it was a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? But you see so many people, if it's not affecting them, everybody just moving around, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's normal.
Right.
I do know that within some of the natural parks, that they do, like, trees get old and they do have to burn some of the stuff like that. I do know that. But like you said, you wonder why, because everything doesn't seem to just have no explanation. And then the company even said it. They ran tests, like, bro, this was not us. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have nothing to do with this. It also often makes me wonder about just indigenous land, be it in the Congo, be it California, be it in Canada. be it down there in Louisiana, because if you do your homework and you remember, a lot of these lands, although it's called the United States and stuff, they're owned by foreign entities. So just like when Napoleon, conquered here in like I believe it was either Egypt or Ethiopia at the same time. It was the French. That's why you got the Creole down there in Louisiana.
Right.
But there were treaties and there were certain things that our chiefs, our forefathers who owned that land, because they did not go down without a fight. Some of them sold us out, which is why a lot of this happened. But there's paperwork, that keeps that land indigenous. So it has to be some type of natural disaster to happen for them to get that land, and
Right. Okay.
it just sucks. You know what I'm saying? It definitely sucks. But only thing we can do is a is get right with the Most High. Because you can't, like, if you seen what happened in Philadelphia last night, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, they saying it's a plane. I don't believe it was a plane. I would just
Look
believe
like
it looked
it do
like.
look
I'm gonna
like
be
it.
honest. It looked like a it looked like a torpedo. It looked like a bomb, or you know what I'm saying. It looked like. I was just telling Manny today. Like they have those remote control airplanes, and not
Mm-hmm.
just the ones that I'm not just talking about the ones you come out your crib with. I'm talking about they got airports where you have to register your remote control plane. They'd be like 3 feet, 5 feet big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is, when we talk about the 9/11 thing, that's kind of what I feel like. But that's just this stuff just be another thing. And like you said, it's confusing, and it's confusing to me as well. But it's not as confusing to me in the aspect of I don't know what y'all doing. I know something going on. I know when something smells fishy, or if I get a second thought or if in my stomach, I can't stop what the Most High putting on my brain. I just
Right.
don't look at it as somebody saying that a big ass plane dropped in the middle of Northeast Philadelphia, where the doors at, where the seats at,
Right.
this is a plane. You know what I'm saying? A plane,
That shit bigger than half of your
carrying.
back. That should have carried a
Yeah,
couple blocks.
yeah,
One
exactly. So
plane, and that shit covers a
again,
block.
all people, injured, condolences. You know what I'm saying? This is why we need to get out of the major cities, man. This is why we need to unite, take our stuff back. But also, we are on the brink of war. Who's to say that that wasn't somebody shooting
Right.
from their country and it hit there? Who's to say? Like, we in that part of life where we distracted so much playing that there's real stuff going on. You walking down the street, or you
Mm.
sitting on the porch smoking a spliff or whatever, and a plane, a bomb, or anything, whatever it is, it just blew
Just
up down
drop.
there. I know that much. I know real people just lost their life.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's the sad part. You know what I'm saying? So, but all this catastrophe and all this randomness going on, it's a great time to get your soul right. You got to remember that you're not a human being. You know what I'm saying? You are a soul. You are a spirit having a human experience. Your body should be a reflection on how your soul feels. It
right.
really should. It should be a mirror reflection, which is why I said something about eating, all the way down to the music that we listen to. This is a spiritual experience, whether you believe it or not. Um, I'm not going to confuse spirituality with religion, with religion,
Yeah.
because you choose your religion. You choose your religion, right? You didn't get to choose if you was a soul, a spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Having this experience, you came through your. These are things that are fact. That when you came into this world, you didn't know what a Christian was. You ain't know what an Islamic was. You didn't know what a Buddhist. You didn't know that. You just knew
Yeah.
that you were here to have an experience to make it better, for everybody in it. And so we got to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? And I continuously say it. It often sounds cliche or soapboxes, but if I don't say it and enough people don't say it, then it ain't gonna never get done. And we're just gonna keep standing in the wish, the hope, and a prayer room. And
Yes,
the
sir.
Most High the Most High don't like prayer without work. You know what I'm saying? Because prayer without work is just warming the air, and tired of talking. You know what I mean? We don't even pray like we should as much. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that we forget our prayers, or we only pray when things are going right. We want to thank God when things are going right. But every time you wake your eyes up, that's things going right. In instances like this, be it what happened in Philly, be it what happened and with the fires in California, um, tons of things. You know, the flood we experienced down there in North Carolina. It's just so many things that just often remind you of how grateful you should be.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, everything may not be going right in your life, and everything may not be according to the plan that you had, but you are blessed. You know what I'm saying? Let's not
Sir.
forget that we are blessed. And lastly, you know, you know, as we talk about these stories, not that we forgot, but as we talk about these stories, we also want to express something that happened right here in our backyard. We want to express
Yeah.
our condolences and send our prayers, and put our thinking caps and put our antennas on, for the families and the friends of those who perished when the American Airlines plane and the Army Black Hawk helicopter collided in midair
Yeah.
near Reagan National Airport Wednesday night. How do
Yes,
you feel
sir.
about that?
Like I said, it's kind of weird because it's supposed to be. I'm familiar that it was supposed to be a training routine, and then it's
Right,
kind of crazy that if it's a training routine, that it was a lack of security. And some of the comments, some of the things that were going on in the video, you could hear them trying to fix the mistake, but it was just too late. So it's just a weird. Like I said, man, all these drastic, out of the blue type of uh drastic situations that's happening is just confusing to me.
right. Right. And yeah, my thing is, uh again, I'm speaking from an ignorant mind. I'm not in the military and I don't fly planes for American Airlines. So what I'm thinking is, if I'm in the military, why not put the airline, I mean the airport in general, on notice? Anything in the
Right,
flying realm that day, why not just put them on notice? So when you
right,
ask that, when that comes off as just a basic question, this is when the light bulb comes on. Did they want
right.
to? There's a reason why you didn't, right?
And I'm
Um,
pretty sure, like
then-
what you said that comment, like I'm pretty sure that somebody, like you, not the only intelligent person that thought of it. Like I know somebody else
right,
thought of that. That was probably on the
right,
scene. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
go ahead. My fault.
Then
I didn't mean
the
to cut you off.
second thing, you think about who was on that plane. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you turn around today, and like I said, to me, that didn't look like a plane in Philadelphia. It looked like something else. But then you look at something like this. You look at that being military. You look at who was on that plane. Um,
Right,
as I always tell people, it's like it's like it's like a slap in the face in a sense, and then it's also bittersweet at the same time because
hmm
okay, we were on our land, right? However that look, we have ancestors that were here before us, you know, so they gave us the birthright to be here. Cool. This is the lot that the Most High gave us, right?
hmm
Um, then you get conquered. Okay, boom. So then the people who conquer you give you a job to protect your land for them, and then when stuff like this happen, you got to be on their side because there's somebody else who don't like you because of them.
hmm
It's like a mind, it's like a mind trick, man, because everybody who's in the military is a family member to somebody who just, you know, was put here because the Most High put them
Right.
here. You know what I mean? And those same civilians got to wake up every day and then go be a part of our conquerors' military, um, and defend us. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, dang, you know, you don't your heart go out to people and all that, but then like I said, you don't know who's on the plane. I don't watch enough Blacklists and enough Homeland and enough Scandal and enough that
hmm
when they go down, you know, it could be anything, which is why in that state of confusion and the state of piecing stuff together, we press pause and we just say, man, let's get our lives together in order with the Most High. Because one thing I do know is we all got to leave this place. The thing is, do you want to continue to come back, or do you want to evolve and go to another dimension? That's on you. But to live without fear, because that's a big thing that I feel like all this stuff, above all, it's like it gives you anxiety. It can give you depression. It can start giving you just that fear of being in large groups or being in these cities. Like I say, man, this is DC. Like we got family. Our moms, DC, the sisters, this about close. We in the DMV, like it's that close. We
Absolutely.
got family in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? You got another military incident when we were talking about the cyber truck that blew up in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff. I'm thinking about all this stuff. You know what I mean? The other guy who was connected to him who had blew himself up. Um, the guy who
Mm-hmm.
was in the same military. You know what I mean? It all if you really
All
paying
tied back.
attention and you listen, yeah, if you really listening, you like, dang, well, he was there, and then this one was military. It make you think. It at least makes you wonder, like, what is really going on. And you do know that, even our president even said it. We on the brink of World War III. Some people
Mm-hmm.
already believe it already happened. That it already begun. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's not for me to scare people and nothing. It's just for me to tell people that uh it's more to life than just dancing on TikTok and being upset that you can't get your stuff off on TikTok, man. Like there's real things going on, and it seems like we don't care until, you one of those 17 people from the fire, or you one of the seven people from the bomb or the plane dropping in Philadelphia. It's like you don't care until it's your people, like literally your immediate people, and that's not the way that it should be. You should look at your fellow citizens as your brothers and your sisters, and we got to do better, man. We really got to do better. I feel like we would get a lot more spiritual help if we united and got our spiritual individual spirituality in order. Above all, protect yourself the best you can, um, and get your household in order. Uh, at the end of the day, this is the Leaders Only digital show and podcast, live streamed each and every Sunday at 2 p.m. We do appreciate you joining us for season 5, episode 16. We hope you enjoyed our show. I believe, hold on, man, because I want to be right. I said 16, but I think this is episode. Oh, this is episode 16. I thought this was episode 15. That's how fast we moving, man. We doing 16 shows. But we appreciate you joining us. We hope you join us next week as well. We brought to you by What a Change Mentoring Inc. and Tone Drone TV. I'm Samaj. Got my brother Kendall with us. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, email us at leadersonly22@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Please invite us to any community events, any people in the community that you feel like we should interview, that we should just chop it up with, any topics that you feel like that we should cover, or that something that needs to be light brought to it, be it positive or negative, or somebody being done wrong in our community. Just have some validity behind it so we can find it and do our homework so we're reporting the correct story. But we'll definitely see you the same day and the same time next week. It's been a blessing. So we love y'all. And last thing, hydrate, eat clean, protect your immunity, and if you need anything in the holistic health realm, don't be afraid to dial www.mentalhealthchef.com. Every way to follow us is right beneath us, scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. So follow us on IG, hit the websites, reach out. We are here for you. Have a great week, y'all. Peace and love.